Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So I have my Walking Dead final season trailer video out now. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I really recommend doing so. It's just on the channel. After this, I want to do a Fear the Walking Dead video. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. There's a lot of things with the trailer that I really want to get into. Just rewatching it, I'm constantly finding new things, but I obviously I have to cover everything else too. So I'm likely going to get into that tomorrow. I'm going to break down a lot more. I'm going to watch it a lot more, and I definitely recommend on Twitter, at least if you do see anything new that I never mentioned in my other video, just tweet at me there and maybe I'll see it and then I'll look into it a little bit more. But there's a lot of stuff looking into it again. Like I saw this shot. I believe this could be Alden getting bit, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. Anyways, I want to get into some of the new stuff here from the Walking Dead final season, and that is some of the new information that we learned during the panel. Now, I'm not going to do panel reviews. I did that last year. That wasn't too fun because it's kind of like, I don't know, like how can you really review a panel? But we did learn a lot of information, and I will say in general, I'm not a fan of these panels anyways because it's at home. I like them when they're at the event and all the fans are there and everyone's freaking out because it's a totally different feeling. Everyone's freaking out and people are asked questions that they have to answer because you have the pressure of a lot of fans there, right? So I'm not going to do a review like I did last year. There was kind of no point last year either because it was so what it was. But the big news here is we actually know who is playing Pamela Milton, and I should have saw this coming. I was wondering if we were going to see Pamela Milton in the trailer, like I said, but we didn't. We saw some other things. But I should have saw this coming. They're literally doing the exact same thing that they did with Alpha. If you remember, in season 9, they teased the Whisperers, but we didn't see Alpha right away. We didn't see Alpha literally at all. We saw the Whisperers, and it was a tease to what was to come, but at the same time, they announced that Samantha Morton was playing Alpha. So we had all that hype knowing that she was going to appear in the season. We knew who was playing her and this and that, but we didn't get her first look yet, and that's something that they're going to hold until like at least at some point in the first 8 episodes here. So that's crazy. But obviously, before we go any further, if you are new here, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this. There is a lot of stuff coming out today. I have my Fear video coming out later on. I also have my Walking Dead World Beyond video coming out later on too. They did clarify some stuff and talk about some stuff in there, so I'm going to get into that then. But yeah, so a lot to talk about there, but let's jump into the news here. So we have Layla. Actually, before we get into that, AMC Plus, the episodes are premiering a week early every single week. And so I don't know how to review that. I don't like this is I kind of have an issue with this, to be honest. For episodes to premiere a week early on AMC Plus, I'm going to be watching every single episode a week early. Like I'm going to watch episode 1 on August 15th. I'm going to watch episode 2 on August 22nd, the night episode 1 airs. The following week, I'm going to watch episode 3 the night that episode 2 airs. And so I have a lot of issues with like, how do I do my reviews and stuff? You know what I mean? How am I actually going to be able to do my reviews when everything is on AMC Plus? So it is hard because I don't want to post spoilers. Like that's the whole thing. Do I review them? Like I can't do that. Like I've always said, I review it when it comes out on TV. I'm sticking to that. I'm not changing that. I'll still do my non-spoiler reviews. I think I'll still do that. But man, it's going to be really rough talking about or doing the trailer breakdown and stuff like that for episode 2. I'm going to have to kind of figure out a way to do it, definitely, but there is going to be a lot of spoilers there. And I mean, it's just kind of one of those things with the internet, right? Like that's just, in a way, they're almost forcing you to get AMC Plus, I guess. I don't know. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of it, so maybe it'll change eventually. But yeah, as of now, that is what it is. And yeah, spoilers coming out a week early. That's really, I'm really not happy about that. But we do know who's playing Pamela Milton, and that is Layla Robbins. And that is, they did announce some other cast members too, like Josh Hamilton is playing Lance Hornsby. We saw him in the trailer. They did say Margot Bingham is playing a character, but they couldn't say who. So that kind of tells me right there that that Stephanie storyline's probably right. The Stephanie spy theory, it probably is someone else completely, just trying to get more information from Eugene. And then eventually, like my prediction is that Eugene's going to try and get her to sing, and then he's going to be like, wait, no, you don't sound like that person. And that's going to be this whole big thing. Like something will come up through dialogue where Eugene realizes you're not Stephanie. And then, you know what I mean? So in terms of a story, Angela Kang, like she couldn't really give anything up, but everyone kind of knows at this point just because of the casting thing. If they never announced the casting earlier or last season, we wouldn't have known if it was Margot Bingham or not. But it is Margot Bingham. She is going to be playing Stephanie. But Layla Robbins as Pamela Milton. That's the big news here. I really like the casting here. I actually do. As soon as I saw who was playing her, I was like, perfect. I think this actually will work really well. And I'm interested in seeing her haircut and the way that she's going to dress here, because that's going to really make the character. When we all saw Samantha Morton, it was kind of hard to picture her as Alpha still because we didn't get the final look. Then when we got the final look of Pamela Milton, man, that totally changed everything, made a big deal. And that is the question I have for you guys. When are we going to see Pamela Milton? They might reveal her in like episode 4, 5, 6, around that point, but it is kind of hard to reveal a character like that when you could always save her for like the mid-season finale. I say mid-season finale, but I mean episode 8. If you save it for like the episode 8 reveal, you know what I mean? Like at the end of episode 8, we see the Commonwealth arrive and then we see Pamela Milton there. Like that could kind of be what it is that we're going to see. Like I think that makes a lot of sense to actually be the first time we see Pamela Milton. I think that would be kind of cool, but I also want to see her in the Commonwealth because we do got to see more stuff there, right? But Layla Robbins playing Pamela Milton, man, I think the casting here is just perfect. She was in The Boys, if you guys recognize her. She's actually in The Boys, and she's really awesome in that show. So really cool that she's going to be here in The Walking Dead. I wish I would have thought of this casting. It makes perfect sense, but yeah, she's going to be here. She's the next big villain of the show. And that's the thing. Like, she is actually a pretty big villain, but in ways that you're not expecting. It's not going to be in the very typical, like, I'm going to kill you, this and that. She's a very controlling villain. She has a lot of different sides to her like that. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to implement this character. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen here. But as of now, we're just kind of waiting to see. Like, she does look the part. I like it. I really am a fan of the casting. And so now we're just going to wait to see when we're going to see our first look of her. But I mean, again, this is like the whole Alpha situation, right? We had to wait so long. So it's kind of, yeah, that's where we're at with all of that. I do want to touch on the Walking Dead final season stuff too a little bit, at least in terms of AMC Plus premiering episodes 1 week early. I know people are going to have an issue with that because I also kind of have an issue with it too. I do, in terms of, like, I think the way I'm going to do it now that I'm thinking about it is, it depends on when the trailers and stuff are released, but I will do my non-spoiler reviews for those episodes. I definitely will do them a week early. I might have to do maybe a spoiler review then, but no, I'm probably going to save it for that week. The trailer breakdowns and stuff for the following weeks, I will be doing those as well. I might just save those for when the episodes come out though, and that's definitely going to be an issue there because I'll have watched the episode, and so I'm breaking down the trailer when I've already watched it. Like, that's going to be kind of difficult, but I'm going to figure out a way to do it because I want to, like, that's the thing. That's going to be really hard to do, right? Like, I don't know how I'm going to handle that, but I'm going to find a way to get around it. Obviously, I'm still going to be doing all my trailer breakdowns for each episode. There's going to be a lot of hype there and etc. But I think that I don't like this though. Honestly, I don't like this. I think airing it on Thursdays works. I think it's really awesome. Airing it a week early, it ruins a lot of what the fan base I think is going to enjoy about The Walking Dead. And I don't really understand why they're doing that. I know they want to get their streaming service going, and I know it's a whole business decision, but as a fan, I am not the biggest fan of it. And I want them to go back to Thursdays. It's exciting that after you watch episode or whatever episode it is on that Sunday, no one knows what's happening in the following week's episode right away. You find out that Thursday. Well, now when you watch it Sunday, you already most likely will have watched the episode already, right? So that's what I mean by, in terms of doing my videos, I might have to do some videos where I do actually talk about what happens in the episode the week before. And I don't know when this is, like, that's the thing. If the Walking Dead is ending and we have the final season next year, or it's the final season right now, but I mean, like, the final episode ever, they better not do this. Like, that's the issue. Like, if people get to watch the final episode of The Walking Dead ever a week early, oh man, that is, I don't know how I feel about that. I know how I feel about it. I don't like it. I know it would be exciting for me to watch it, but it has to be like this big event. So I'm not the biggest fan. When they announced that, I know people are impatient. They want to watch it, but it's just spoilery. You know what I mean? I don't know. I still will always do my reviews on Sundays. I still will always do that. It's just my trailer breakdowns might be a little bit early. I might have a lot more Walking Dead content because of this, because I'm posting multiple reviews of things, non-spoiler, spoiler, and all that. So we'll see. I mean, if anything, that is most likely what it's going to be. It's just going to mean more videos for me. But yeah, I'll leave that there. I'm not that big of a fan of it, and I imagine a lot of people aren't. But Overall, I mean, the trailer today looked really amazing. It was almost 3 minutes. I'll have to go through my bingo card thing to see what I got right there, but I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I had such a fun time all day today. I mean, it was really amazing. And I really can't wait to see what's actually going to come of the next few weeks here as we get into the final season. I really can't wait, but I'm going to leave it here. Post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.